President Cyril Ramaphosa has just concluded an impromptu briefing, if I could call it that, with the media, and he has been there on a two-day visit looking at ANC structures. Let's speak now to our reporter, Sipha Kema, who is in Umtata. Sipha, very good afternoon to you. You have been following the president on this 2 days that he has been in the Eastern Cape. Overall, he says that he is satisfied with what is the electoral performance in the OR Tambo region. However, there are issues within ANC branches that surely he cannot be happy about.
Well, that is true, Toli, and I think that's what really came out from these past 2 days. As you'd know, that yesterday he did meet with the extended provincial executive committee, Toli, and even there we heard him when he was addressing us, where some of those PEC members were, telling him their grievances, of course, and I think one specific one that stood out was, of course, the fight against corruption, which then goes over to the step-aside resolution. That is also something that was brought up yesterday, and he also spoke about it today at that impromptu, press briefing that he gave us just outside the stairs, where he said that, of course, this was an issue where even now today, the branch members themselves, the branch leaders who he was speaking to today, also brought it up. So that is an issue that still needs to be addressed as well. I mean, you could hear from his address yesterday that, a number of issues were brought up, but he did say there were solutions to those issues, Toli. And I think one of the person that we can bring in now to give us more on that overall is the chairperson of the Eastern Cape, the ANC in the Eastern Cape, Oscar Mabuyane. Mr. Mabuyane, starting off from yesterday, I mean, going into this, we've been asking what really will be taking place inside, but we heard the address from the president later on in the evening, giving us basically pointers of what was spoken about inside that meeting. I think, namely being, corruption issues that is affecting the province, also looking at the structures and how, structures are being handled within the organization in the province. I mean, yesterday there were protesters outside saying regions were interfering with branches as well. What is your take then now as the chair?
Well, firstly, I think I must indicate that we had a very good two-day session with President. We worked yesterday night until midnight, 12. After the meeting of the extended PEC with President, we met with the stakeholders, business professionals around here in Umtata. And thereafter, we met with Contralesa on a couple of issues that Contralesa wanted to raise with us. So it was a very good day, and even today we met branches and alliance structures, as you can see. But the stability here, there's really relative stability, taking into account that this region is fresh from its regional conference just a couple of months ago. It shows the hard work that we've done over the last 4 years as this PEC that has its term ending. So we have done good job for the ANC here, and we have been focused on building ANC, building unity, focusing on renewal, and that's what we have been doing, preoccupied with. And almost all our regional conferences that set in December, they were not contested, which is a really sign of work that we have been doing in reaching out to every member of the ANC to ensure that we put ANC first, we put people of Eastern Cape first, and we are able to take our province to another level. President came in very strong. Actually, President was echoing what has been raised by members of the ANC. ANC cannot be characterized as an organization of corruption. We all understand and appreciate that corruption is an antithesis of development. It should not be allowed. We can't coexist with it. It must be uprooted wherever it shows its ugly head. So we are working, and we have said, real or perceived, we must be able to come forward and clear issues up so that we don't have this thing continuously going on, etc., etc. So we are dealing with those kind of issues as an organization. We are committed, it's part of the renewal agenda, to ensure that really we get ANC cleansing itself of all these malfeasance that are actually being brought by members into the ANC. ANC has never been a corrupt organization. It will never be corrupt, but members and leaders will forever be dragging ANC into that mud. But we are clearing that kind of a situation. ANC must be an organization that our people are really looking up to it. It must continue representing their interests in line with its aims and objectives.
Now, talking about that, Chair, I mean, the President did go into the values of the ANC. And, I mean, leading up to the conference now, that the much-anticipated conference, of course, in the Eastern Cape, the provincial one, you know, there's been issues of violence. I mean, we've been saying this since yesterday and asking this. Now, the President, did he address those matters during the closed session? And does it seem like the branch leaders were actually happy with maybe the resolutions that were given to that?
Yes, definitely. The violence, sporadic as probably cases may be, is wrong, and we are really condemning it. It should not take place. It should not exist in our structures. ANC has never been an organization of violence, and ANC has always been pursuing peaceful means to settle issues. So something that is really foreign, particularly in our province, seeing all what we have seen recently, and we are really condemning that, and we are really appealing to our members, as the President has said as well, that people must not do funny things in the ANC. We are in a renewal mode, we are in a momentum to take ANC to another level. So all people who are here in the ANC for wrong reasons must actually find another place to go. As much as we talk about the unit and renewal, the question is, you are uniting with who? Are you uniting with thugs and criminals in the ANC? It can't be. Yes, we know that ANC is an open organization. Everyone can come in, even those who are pursuing their selfish interests for self-aggrandizement. But we are saying ANC has never been about individuals. ANC has been about people of this country, has been about transformation of this country, has about taking this country to another level.
Oh, thank you so much, Chair. I think let's leave it at that. Only hearing those last words spoken by the chairperson of the ANC in the Eastern Cape, Oscar Mabuyane, saying that, you know, there are questions is that is ANC, does it have a space, you know, for thugs, for, you know, corrupt leaders and individuals, which was touched on by the President during his address yesterday. I mean, that is the question that many South Africans are asking themselves, Xoli, and those are the exact questions that need answers from people such as, the ANC chairperson, Oscar Mabuyane himself.
Thank you very much for that update live for us in Umtata in the Eastern Cape.